Today we're going to review Ultimate Shooting Collection on the Wii. It's a collection of 3 milestone uh, shmups, which is a shoot 'em up, like R-Type. You know, you have a little ship and you go pew 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 all over the screen against enemies and stuff. And it's three games. Two of them have never been released in the United States officially. The first one, Chaos Field, was released on the GameCube a while ago, early 2000s, maybe 2003, 2004. I'm not really sure. I don't care. This is the first time I've played all of them, or any of them at all. So I'm a virgin to these three games, which is means that I get to look at these through fresh eyes. So basically, my gripe is that it's not ultimate at all. These games are very average and very mediocre. It should be called, in Japan it was called Milestone Shooting Collection, and that's what it was. Over here they bring out, and they use a buzzword, Ultimate Shooting Collection, when all it is just three okay games that really offer no depth, they offer no strategy. They take out a lot of the extras that the Japanese version had, so there's no reward for playing, there's no replay value. You can just hold down the X button almost the whole time and get through most of it, just as long as you know how to move around enemies and stuff, which you do if you've ever played Castle Shikigami, Toho, Ikaruga, stuff like that, Dodonpachi, good games. I think the allure for Ultimate Shooting Collection was that these were post-mortem Dreamcast games, so I have to have it, and at least that's kind of how it was for me, because that was the allure, was that I wanted to get these games, because, there was really no other way for me to play them, and it was kind of cool to support something that has such a niche audience, just to show companies that, people will play these things. But the thing is that, sometimes people support something just because of its situation, even though the game's not good. And I think that I shouldn't have done that. That was a mistake on my part. Now the games are fun, but they really don't offer me anything. It's not like I'm that picky of a gamer, but there's a lot better shmups that they could have picked, I guess. Well, not Milestone, because these are Milestone games, and most of those are what this is. So now the first one, Chaos Field, is kind of okay. It's more, they're all vertical shooters, so it's all going up and down like a woman's body on your screen. So it's basically like you can go between like one field and the other, and if you're in one field, you get damaged easier, but that's the only way to defeat an enemy. So sometimes you have to do that. And then on Karas and Radio Allergy, or Radurgy as some people like to call it, are basically, Radio Allergy is the first one, and Karas is the second one, and they're basically kind of cutesy little, well, at least Radio Allergy is, it's kind of cutesy little thing where, you have I don't think there's really any bombs, but there's like a mass get rid of enemies type attack, and then there's like sword, and there's little messages and emails at the bottom that kind of distract you. And in the Wii version, it seems like there should be cutscenes or something, but it seems like they're taken out. And it's definitely noticeable in Karas, which is a little bit better than Radio Allergy, but it doesn't look better. It's darker, but crows are dark, and it's supposed to have that whole mystery and whatever, because Karas is Japanese for crow and all that kind of thing. So basically, Karas has a leveling up system. So the more you use a certain feature, like your swords or your pew pew, the guns and stuff, or your mind attack, or whatever they always call it something different, but it's basically the attack that gets rid of a lot of enemies really quick. Bomb, whatever, massive damage, or something. But it's a little bit more interesting. But none of them are really that deep. It's nothing you've never seen before. These games are kind of old, but shmups are not really. There's a lot of deep ones and there's a lot of shallow ones, but at least it's not. It's not really bad. It's just very average. These are all very, very average games. And it costs, at the making of this video, the games cost $30. So it's about $10 per game. which is I guess it's an okay deal. It's not a sweet deal, bro, but it's a pretty good deal. So I think that if you're into shmups, you might want to, if you can rent it, I would rather rent it because there's no replay value. If you want to buy it, it's like it's an okay deal, but you're just gonna probably put it back on your shelf after a 30-minute sit through of it, realizing that it's all pretty much the same thing that you've played before, and realizing that it offers really nothing for you to enjoy besides just the enemies on the screen and just blowing stuff up. And there's a lot of games these days that are much better at that than this game is. So that might be something to keep in mind.